Hello everybody. So I just got my first YoungNails Synergy gel, and I wanted to show you guys how I did my new design with that gel. So you saw my set that I just showed you. It lasts me 3 weeks, absolutely no lifting. So proud. So I pushed back the cuticles and so I pushed back the cuticles, and then now I'm removing the old color, the old design, and also taking down the nail. Not too close to the nail bed, but just close enough to where you can see if you do possibly have lifting. Because if you hit your nails a lot, then you can cause lifting in the center of the nail. And yeah, so you just want to take it down so you can see. And using clear gel, it does help with that. So just in case like you're a beginner and you're wondering what to start with, I would recommend starting with clear gel. So yeah, so I'm just I think I'm going at about 15,000 RPMs, and this bit I got like 6 bits from AliExpress. I love their bits. I've never had a problem with them. They're really good. So right here you see that I'm trying to take off all my little rhinestones, my gems, and I struggled. Like, I know I only edited about like 3 clips in here, but no, I struggled for a little while. I need to get some those big rhinestone removers that look like cuticle nippers. Yeah, I need to get some of those. But yeah, so I removed it anyway, and I'm just going ahead and still debulking the nail, flattening it down, making it kind of smooth as I can, because the smoother surface that you have to work on, the better. But yeah, I'm just digging down, trying to see if I see any lifting. But also don't focus on one spot, because even though this is carbide, it's you can still with any bit get a heat spike. So just be careful with that. But yeah, I'm almost done with this pinky. And also at this point, you could shorten the nail and change the shape if you prefer. Like for this, like if I wanted to go to ballerina or coffin, I would just take off the very end of my almond nail. So with this sanding band, this is a 150 grit sanding band. At this point, I'm removing shine, and if you have any minor lifting, you can take care of that here. But I'm going at about 4. I've never gone 5,000 RPM, so I'm going at about 4,000 RPMs with this bit because it is easy to burn. So I'm removing any dead skin from the nail plate, and also kind of the rotation of this bit also like pushes the skin back a little bit more if it can go. So that's what I feel. Yeah, it does 3 things in like one bit. So and also with the sanding band, you can flush the product to the nail, depending on how thin you make it at the cuticles on the previous nail. But so now I'm getting my cuticle bit, and I'm going under the skin and removing any excess dead skin. And then in this step right here, I do the exact same thing but in reverse. I'm going at about like 9,000 RPMs for that cuticle bit. And when you're doing that though, you don't want to push too hard on the nail, like the actual nail bed, because you will cause indentations and it's just going to be uncomfortable on the client, especially if you're focusing on one spot. So don't push on the nail. You're pushing the skin up, like the rotation, like I said with the sanding band, the rotation's gonna push the skin back. So you're just pushing the skin up and back, but softly, and not the actual nail plate, not too hard at least. And so anyways, so I flushed with a hand file. This is a 100 grit hand file. With that, I flushed the product sorry, to my nail bed, to my natural nail bed, making it smooth, because gel likes an even surface. It just helps if it's even. So I'm also reshaping my nail here. I feel like with every fill that I do on myself, I make my almond a little bit pointier. So like I might as well do stiletto, but I don't want to, because I feel like I would want to make it super, super pointy, and I can't do that. I got kids. So anyways, so yeah, so I'm just flushing the product down to the natural nail. My cuticle work is done. I don't know if I nipped the skin off already, but I'm just I'm filing it so it's like pretty even. So all my cuticle work is done, and now I'm about to finish up my nail prep by dehydrating. And since I'm using YoungNails gel today, I'm going to apply 2 coats of that protein bond, letting it dry in between each coat. So I know with the protein bond you don't need a rubber base coat, but it just makes me feel better because ever since I've been using a soft gel base coat and this rubber base coat, I've had no lifting, so I just feel better doing a rubber base coat anyway. So this is a peach concealer gel from YoungNails, and it is so good. Like, I'm not even trying to, I don't know, talk too much about them, but no, this gel is really good. It's thick. It's thick, but without being difficult to work with. You can still maneuver it really, really easily. It's like soft, and but at the same time, it stays where you want it to go. It's not gonna flood your sidewalls and cuticles as easily as other gels would. So I really, really love this gel. I was sold. And so what I do is I brush on a wet layer, or a slip layer, some might call it. And you don't cure it because you polish it on all the way down the nail, because you want to tell the rest of the gel where to go once you pick up a bigger bead of gel. So I'm starting the structure of my nail. It doesn't necessarily have to be the perfect amount to build the nail, because with gel, the more layers you work with, the less of a chance you have of getting a heat spike, if that makes sense. Like, just work in layers. It's smarter. And if you pick up too much product, you'll end up flooding your sidewalls and cuticles. So it just makes it a lot harder to maneuver and work with if you just have too much gel on the nail at once. So yeah, just work in layers. So again, I just applied a wet layer. I polished it on, didn't cure it, and now I picked up a bigger bead and I built the nail. And after I built the nail, you could flash cure it for 30 seconds and then work on the next nail, or just cure the full 60 seconds before working on to the next nail. But definitely cure after each nail. And I skipped straight to the pinky because at first I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted my middle and ring finger to be my accent nails, so that's why I skipped those 2 fingers. But yeah, so after that, you cure for 60 seconds, and then you can go back and start building the apex of your nail if you feel like it wasn't there, because obviously it depends on the length of the nail. If you had short nails, the amount that I had would have been more than enough for that length. But yeah, so, and since the product is already there at the nail, it's not gonna flood because you're just adding a little bit more. So I went ahead and just did all three nails at once, and then cured them for 60 seconds. Oh, and really quick on the rubber base coat, I forgot to mention that after I polished that on the natural nail only, not the enhancement, I cured it for 60 seconds, and then I started with the peach concealer gel. And so on this finger, I wanted to try something that I've seen done a lot with acrylic, and I've been meaning to, but I would just always forget to. So I'm gonna cover my nail bed with the peach concealer gel, and I'm going to this is the first layer of it. So I cured this for 60 seconds, and then after that I went and I built a little thicker, because that's where my apex is gonna be, and I don't want the peach part to be too thin. I want it to be really opaque. So sorry, I keep forgetting what I'm saying. So after this, I did that thing where you whatever, like it's dried, and then I wipe off the sticky layer, and I filed the smile line. So I really want to do something like that. So I did that on this, and I really liked how it came out. So my ring finger is gonna be a really, really pretty milky white. I love milky white. Like, who doesn't? So it's just gonna be full milky white, and then later I'm gonna add some stones to it to give it so it's not so bare. But the process is the same. Brush on a slip layer, don't cure it. Grab a bigger bead, or a big bead of gel, and then start working the gel down. It doesn't, like I said, depending on the length, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect the first time. It's okay to go back and build the apex. But yeah, so I'm just making sure that I got my gel placement right, or right enough, because that also saves a lot of time on filing. If you focus more on product application, it really does save the time on filing, because you could end up filing too much and then make it too thin, and then you have to add more. So it's just save yourself the trouble, focus more on product placement. And so right here, the wall that I built wasn't high enough for my hand file to get, I feel like. So and also I wanted it to be really, really like sharp, or like really clean. So I just got this ceramic barrel bit, and I started cleaning up because it's really sharp on those edges. So I was just filing down more of the base of the nail, like where the clear is, filing that down a little bit more, and so I could get a better like clean on the wall of the peach color. And then okay, so now I brushed on a layer of clear gel. I did not cure it because that's what I'm using to stick my flowers onto my nail. And the flowers, I wanted petals more than like the full flowers, like obviously one full flower, but the rest I wanted it to be petals, because it's I don't want to overflow the flower or like put too much, especially because I wanted to put some foil pieces in. And I decided to go with silver, but I wish I went with gold, to be honest, or maybe like a champagne gold. But I wish that I chose something else. It's came out really pretty, but I wish I chose something else. So yeah, so I'm just sticking those foil pieces in the empty spaces of the flower, so it doesn't look so bare. And I also made sure to cover the my natural nail tip. I know that some of you probably caught that, and I made sure to cover that with the flowers, with the petals, after I saw that. So then begins the encapsulation. So now the flowers are stuck to the hard gel underneath there. And for the encapsulation, I noticed from the side point of view, or the side profile, I noticed that there was too much of the clear gel in the center, and it was making a really bad arch. So before I cured it, I wanted to catch that mistake and take the gel off, because before, when I was starting, I would just worry about it when it came to filing, but it saves so much time on filing. I'm telling you, just focus on product application. And so after that, I cured it for 60 seconds and wipe off the sticky layer. And then I noticed that my thumbnail was longer than my other nails, or at least like it felt like it was. So I shortened it with my drill bit, and but then when you shorten the nail, it shifts where you picture the apex to be. So I had to go back and debulk my thumbnail, because I made it all ugly, and you see it's all lumpy. I just messed it up. And also, when you're drilling down your nail and you have clear underneath, and you want to use like a concealer color, well, at least with gel, I don't know how it is with acrylic, but at least with gel, make sure you drill down the clear pretty thin, like not like too thin, but pretty thin, because the clear was taken away from the opacity of the peach concealer, because I left the clear too thick, so it didn't have enough space to make its like true color. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, but that's just something that I found to be helpful when doing fills. But yeah, so I'm just trying to even out that thumbnail, and get the picture the product where I need it to be. And so I began my hand filing. But with that barrel bit that I was using, I was going around the cuticles and just cleaning it up, make sure there's no product stuck on my skin or anything like that. So that's what I was doing. I was just smoothing out cleaning out the cuticles and sidewalls with that bit. And with my hand filing, I don't have like a specific like routine. It's just sidewall, free edge, and I always make sure I hold my nail I don't know the term, horizontal or vertical. I don't know the difference, honestly. But I just hold it up and down, like straight down like that. And I just go over the whole surface of the nail that way. But yeah, I'll just let you guys watch how I file. Hopefully you catch something that helps you and helps your filing, because I don't know how to explain my filing.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling. I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, yeah, I can carry all that you've got. Two heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light.
So after my filing, I like to go around my cuticles one more time with the sanding band, because I feel like that's what makes it smooth, like actually like really smooth, because the barrel, if you push too deep at one little spot, just a little too deep, it can make it a little ridge. So it's just best to I find it's best for me to go back around the cuticles with the sanding band. And sometimes I go over the whole nail, sometimes I just buff it, but you technically can buff it with this, but it won't get out any scratches or anything. So I buff it like this. And again, I buff it around the cuticles again. But the difference with this buffer is like it's actually, super smooth. So super smooth than the sanding band, I mean. So don't be careful not to buff it too much, because then gel polish will not stick to it, like, because it's too smooth. But anyway, so I was too lazy to go rinse my hands, so I just wiped off my whole hand with rubbing alcohol. And now I'm placing my stones on the milky white nail. I'm using a MiaSecret nail gel, what is it? Gel, no, not gel resin. It's just nail resin, but it's air dry, so you don't have to cure it. And with my stone placements, I just got into crystals, so I was just really eyeballing it. I had no idea where. I had an idea, but I've never done it before, so I didn't know it was going to turn out. And it's just a pretty like line going diagonally across the nails. It's nothing crazy, but I've had this set for I think almost 2 weeks now, and every single stone is still on my nails. So this glue is really good. I've actually had to use this gel when some of my clients have lost crystals and they came back for more. This glue is my first glue that I've ever bought, and I thought it was good just for small crystals like this, but even the big one that I placed in the center is still on there. So 10 out of 10 recommend, and it's super affordable. I love MiaSecret. And So yeah, after that air dried, I'm leaving that nail last so that the glue is really air dried. And but I'm applying my no wipe. I think it's Beetles. I have to show you guys some other time, but it's Beetles. I just got off of Amazon. It's really good, actually. It's really shiny too. I really love this top coat. But yeah, it's a no wipe one. And so cure that for 60 seconds, and then I went back for over my milky white nail. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video, watching how I did my nails, this using YoungNails Peach Concealer Synergy Gel. It's so good. I'm so happy with it. I hope to be using it a lot more. But this is how my nails look after they're all done. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.